My daughter's first day as a nanny, being told to serve a puppet. My daughter couldn't help but laugh out loud. But the old man's face was serious, and the movers on the side also treated them like real people. Say hello to the doll by shaking hands normally, in order to keep this job. My daughter followed suit with dignity. A couple. That's when I showed a satisfied smile. Ziabe's daily job is to wake up the doll on time every day, and I need to dress him up. I will recite poetry to him in the afternoon, and the doll's interest is actually listening to music. The old couple is also strange. This day, the old lady was furious at the doll. The reason is that the doll made a mess of the house. But how does a doll do it? Everything is so strange. That day, the old couple decided to go on vacation. Ziabe, pressed down with joy, sent the couple away. Wait for them to leave. Ziabe revealed her true form. Lazy to keep an eye on my back. Simply throw it aside. Cover him with a blanket. Next, Ziabe begins to enjoy life without hesitation. Spent the afternoon with great care. But at this point, it should be accompanying someone. I spent time listening to music in the living room. Ziabe was surprised to find that the blanket on the doll had fallen to the ground. It's unlikely that it slipped naturally, and Ziabe felt a moment of gloom. Someone occasionally threw her room away, and closed the door. Midnight. Thundery sublimation of North Korea. I vaguely heard the child's cry, going downstairs to search for the injured. Following the sound, he arrived at the portrait of the owner's family of 3. The young master in the portrait looks almost identical to the doll. Suddenly, fortunately, it was just a nightmare. Thinking of the eerie portrait of a young master, Ziabe bravely went to the doll's room. Something strange has happened. There was an extra tear on the doll's face. Ziabe walked forward to help the doll wipe away her tears. Looking up, I realized it was just a water leak from the ceiling. Dripping. What I don't know is, there's a more terrifying world waiting for him in the back. The girl is changing clothes. The doll on the side was staring straight at him. The girl noticed the doll's gaze, although it was unbelievable, but he feels like he's really being watched. Commonly, after he takes a shower, unexpectedly discovered that his clothes and hair had been cut off at some point. Not only that, but also, even his clothes disappeared completely. The eerie atmosphere enveloped Ziabe again. Ziabe searched everywhere for lost things. Come to the ceiling of the room. Lower a ladder. I walked up the ladder. The ladder suddenly retracted below, and with the door of the secret chamber closed. No matter how much Ziabe shoots, it's useless. Go beat the window, attempting to catch the attention of boyfriend Xiaohe. Strangely, the movement made by Ziabe is not small, but he couldn't even hear Xiaobe groping in the room. But a faint shadow appeared, scared to retreat, tripping over the debris behind me, lost consciousness. After waking up, Xiaobe was afraid of being alone, and called Xiaohe to search for various corners of the room. Ziabe comes to the doll room. He looked at the doll with terrifying eyes. When Ziabe turns, the doll's face past tense. Then the doll's face quickly turned around again. Ziabe was scared. But fortunately, it was just a dream. Wake up and come to the doll room. He has an extra task list by his side. It's about taking care of the doll and doing some things, but these tasks were completely unfulfilled by Ziabe. He was so scared that he quickly hid back in his room. At this moment, the phone rang. Isn't it? Finished reading. Here we go. Mom. I thought it was obvious that the call was from a doll. There is a sound outside the room. Opening the door is his favorite sandwich. The doll across from him looked closely at him. Ziabe realizes that all the doll wants is someone to take care of it. Accompanied by someone, now bring it back to him to eat. Think of it here. Little Biden didn't think dolls were as scary anymore. In the days to come, starting to strictly execute tasks on the schedule. Take care of the doll with all your heart. Sure enough, nothing strange happened again. Just as he was about to relax, I thought I could live peacefully with the doll. Who ever thought about all this? But it was broken by an unexpected guest. Female Alio and boy stay overnight at home. What he doesn't know is, someone was peeping through the chain. Just as the two were in a frenzy, the music suddenly rang out in the room. It's obvious. Doll, this is jealous. Xiaohe persuades Xiaobe to leave the doll, but Ziabe firmly believed that the other party would not harm him. An unexpected guest came this day. The newcomer is Ziabe's ex-boyfriend, Chang Mao. He hurt Ziabe before, but now there's a pie face begging for agreement. Ziabe doesn't want to talk to him, but he was relentlessly pursuing it. Fortunately, Xiao's behavior. My ex-boyfriend has come to terms with this, but he still refused to leave. At night, Xiaobe's voice was in tears. Tell the doll about the various types of long hair bags, and the spear on this side was awakened by the dripping blood droplets. Seeing the dead mouse in the luggage bag, and blood stains on the wall. It's written, get out of here. Ziabe realized that it was the doll who helped him. A long hair that turns from embarrassment to anger, blaming Ziabe for everything. Trying to snatch the doll from Xiaobe's hand attracted Xiaohe outside. Quickly joined this melee. After long hair smashed the doll to the ground, a terrifying scene has emerged. I saw a mask burst out of the shattered mirror. The masked man is actually somewhat similar to a doll. He threw the spear to the ground, pierced the fragments of the mirror into his neck. Ziabe and Zira are panicking and fleeing on their way. They accidentally broke into an attic. Another eerie doll with eyes. Surprisingly, The shocking thing that was done with Xiaobei's lost clothes and accessories is not over yet. Xiaobai saw the letter left by the old couple. He's not the nanny of this family here, but becoming the wife of a doll. Xiaobai is constantly collapsing. To restrain the masked man, Xiaohei left behind a broken back. Xiaobai fled outside to become a masked person. Warn him, no matter where you escape, I will definitely find a way to find him. Thinking of little Black, whose life and death are uncertain, Xiaobai couldn't bear to escape alone. So I turned back to the castle. Under the law of Xiaobai, stabilize the masked man. The masked man lay obediently on the bed as usual. When Xiaobai wants to give a goodnight kiss, fiercely thrust the screwdriver at the masked man. Come to the attic, find the unconscious little Black. The two of them drove away from this terrifying place. The knife here did not kill the masked man. He was repairing the doll while he was doing it, while planning to find the next wife. The movie ends. This film is called Soul Contract, different from other horror films, as the sole character of the film, as long as my appearance is not ferocious or bloody at all. On the contrary, it is clean and tidy. He still becomes the biggest horror point in the film, and the doll appears quiet and peaceful on the outside, but against the backdrop of a cold-toned room and a series of bizarre events, it makes people feel even more creepy.